Hello everyone, I'm Fatema Uddin and would like to convey my warm greetings to you all from sunny Bangladesh in this March. My journey in IT sector started with my graduation in computer science engineering from Bangladesh. Then I moved abroad for post-graduation, that's in Belgium. I have completed my master's in applied computer science from University, Brussels. Then second master's in health informatics from Bangladesh University of Health Science. My family encouraged me to step in and excel in IT industry. As a woman, I'm proud to work as a pioneer in Bangladesh in DHIS2 customization along with team.
Hi, I'm Elmarie Claasen. I'm the team leader for data management and database management in DHIS2 South Africa. My background is that I'm a professional nurse. After qualifying, I worked in hospitals for a few years and then moved to primary health care in clinics and community health centers, where I worked as a nurse and eventually as a facility manager. I started getting into IT by myself, really. I'm a self-taught IT geek, but my interest in information systems started as a TB nurse and facility manager, collecting the data that was reported in DHIS 1.4 at the time, and using this data to manage my health facility. This sparked my interest in information systems, and I started learning about DHIS.
But I always liked computers and technology in general, and I ended up becoming an engineer. And then I started working, and after some years working, I felt like reorienting my career to work in cooperation for development. So I decided to study a master's in telecommunications for rural areas in developing countries. That decision slowly took me to where I am today. But I'm still working on my studies. I am a PhD student at the University of Oslo, a PhD in information systems, currently in parallel to the activities in the DHIS2.
Hi, my name is Jennifer and I work for BAO Systems, and I work primarily with the DHIS2 core front-end system. I'm originally a chemistry major, so I worked in environmental chemistry, but we had a lot of data that we had to manage. So as part of the job, I was working with large databases, and I got interested in using the query language and building up queries, and eventually that led to me going back for a master's in business programming.
My name is Gintare. I come from Vilnius, Lithuania. I acquired my double bachelor degree there in my hometown, and during and after my studies I was working for several big companies until a few months ago when I moved here to Oslo, Norway, to be part of DHIS2. I'm part of DHIS2 core team, core development team. My focus is test automation, and I try to help our team to minimize manual testing efforts and help other teams like front end and back end to establish their own test automation practices and create their own tests.
I'm Dr. Gitika, Arora, working with WISP India. I am a dentist and then I've done my master's in healthcare IT management. I joined WISP India in 2013 with a key interest on data analytics. I started working on analyzing the HMIS data for different state implementations in India.
Hi, I'm Yogita from WISP India. I am a dentist and I've done masters in public health with specialization in health IT. And I started working on DHIS2 back in 2017. My interest in IT came when I was in the final year of dentistry, and people thought what a doctor would do in IT. And you need to be a programmer or an engineer to be in IT, but then there is definitely more to it.
I think there has already been a shift in more women being involved in IT, but definitely we need so much.
Thanks to all my male and female colleagues. Happy Women's Day.
Happy International Women's Day!
When women support each other,
Incredible things happen.
Happy Women's Day!
Hello everyone, I'm Fatema Uddin and would like to convey my warm greetings to you all from sunny Bangladesh in this March. My journey in IT sector started with my graduation in computer science engineering from Bangladesh. Then I moved abroad for post-graduation, that's in Belgium. I have completed my master's in applied computer science from University, Brussels. Then second master's in health informatics from Larson University of Health Science. With us to grow ahead, I accomplished few professional certifications. My family encouraged me to step in and excel in IT industry. As a woman, I'm proud to work as a pioneer in Bangladesh in DHIS2 customization along with team. I had always been curious in technology. I believe IT sector has a lot to give to this progressive world. Thanks to all my male and female colleagues. Happy Women's Day.
Hi, I'm Elmarie Claasen. I'm the team leader for data management and database management in DHIS2 South Africa. My background is that I'm a professional nurse. After qualifying, I worked in hospitals for a few years and then moved to primary health care in clinics and community health centers, where I worked as a nurse and eventually as a facility manager. I started getting into IT by myself, really. I'm a self-taught IT geek, but my interest in information systems started as a TB nurse and facility manager, collecting the data that was reported in DHIS 1.4 at the time, and using this data to manage my health facility. This sparked my interest in information systems, and I started learning about DHIS. I enjoy working in IT because I feel I make a difference with my work. South Africa's health vision is a long and healthy life for all. My work with health information systems, especially using DHIS2, but also other technologies, are contributing to this vision of a long and healthy life for all, using technology as the business intelligence which assists managers to plan and monitor service delivery. Currently, I'm a DHIS2 implementer, mainly in South Africa, and we also support other countries and organizations in South Africa and abroad. I lead a team of 25 data managers and database managers who configure DHIS2 for specific implementations and also manage the DHIS2 databases then on behalf of our clients or train them to manage them. We currently have over 30 implementations in South Africa. Besides the routine health information systems for 9 provinces and the country, we have some special implementations in South Africa. Some of the most exciting is a collection of systems for human resource information systems. We're currently busy with a full architecture for HR information systems, which uses source systems data pulled through a health information exchange into a human resources for health registry, which is a FHIR implementation, feeding data into a DHIS2 data warehouse. Users then pull data from this data warehouse using a web portal. My favorite DHIS story is how we are using DHIS2 in South Africa for community service and internship placements. which is one of the HR information systems and probably one of the few instances where entities in the database enter their own information. This implementation is aimed at health practitioners applying where they would like to be placed, and the system then randomly allocates them to facilities where posts are available and most needed. Though there are a few custom apps to make this all work, it is still based on the DHIS2 tracker. It's exciting because DHIS has not really been used for HR information systems, so making it work as a HR information system has a lot of potential for other countries to also use DHIS2 for HR information systems. I think it's very important for women to be involved in IT and specifically in information systems, both in managing information systems like DHIS2, but also in coding, software development and coding information systems. I think there has already been a shift in more women being involved in IT, but definitely we need so much more.
My background. I did study computer science, and where my interest in IT came from, to be honest, I was very confused when I had to choose a degree. But I always liked computers and technology in general, so I decided to give it a try. I didn't feel attracted by something else. I always thought I would change or not finish, but as years passed by, I really liked what I was doing and enjoyed every year of the degree. Not that it was easy, but yeah, I finished and I ended up becoming an engineer. And then I started working, and after some years working, I felt like reorienting my career to work in cooperation for development. So I decided to study a master's in telecommunications for rural areas in developing countries. That decision slowly took me to where I am today, but I'm still working on my studies. I am a PhD student at the University of Oslo, a PhD in information systems, currently in parallel to the activities in DHIS2. In DHIS2, I am doing what we call today product management for the mobile component, which currently is an Android app for data collection. Being a product manager in DHIS means, first of all, listening to the global DHIS2 community to identify common challenges and needs and build a long-term vision that addresses those needs. It also means being aligned with the other DHIS2 product managers for the other components like tracker, analytics, apps, backend, because we all contribute to a common vision for DHIS as a product. Listening to the community means being active at the DHIS2 platform, community platform. It also means, Jira, a lot of communication happens through Jira, and also supporting real implementations, either remotely or in the field. In a more day-to-day action, it means translating that vision into detailed requirements and prototypes, contributing to the design processes, managing release cycles, development, testing, documentation, and then supporting the community, both in troubleshooting, but also, very important, in disseminating the information to assure that all the work done is available and reaches the community, which is the main purpose. Why do I like working in IT? Here, and I kind of like that. I like the fact that there is space for many profiles in the IT domain, and I found mine. I personally like being kind of a link between the users and the technical team. I really like the functional domain and working for the product to end up being what is actually meant to be, what is actually needed, and what actually responds to the needs of the community. I have always worked in information systems for public health, even before the masters. But what I really like from being part of the DHIS2 is that you contribute to a global good, and you contribute and work for a global impact. If we do things well, we are able to support many countries and organizations, and in a sustainable model which promotes local and internal capacity building. I really like that. My favorite DHIS2 story. I like all stories. It's difficult to choose one, but if I had to talk about one DHIS2 story, then I would talk about the use of DHIS2 as routine health information system for health humanitarian organizations, which is actually the topic of my PhD. It is a use case in which information has to flow in the most dynamic and challenging environment, as if it was a static health system. The needs for the use of data are the same, or even more. So that makes it very, very challenging in terms, not functionally, but also in terms of the technology itself. And so yeah, it makes it very interesting to me.
Hi, my name is Jennifer, and I work for BAO Systems, and I work primarily with the DHIS2 core front-end system. Actually, I'm originally a chemistry major, so I worked in environmental chemistry, but we had a lot of data that we had to manage. So as part of the job, I was working with large databases, and I got interested in using the query language and building up queries, and eventually that led to me going back for a master's in business programming. And then I eventually got a job working on a telecom customer service application using C++. So that's sort of how I got started. That is, well, it's a field with a wide range of professions, really. You can work on the back end, you can work on front end, you can work on web, you can work on DevOps, which is actually part of releasing software. There's product management. There's so many aspects of IT. You can usually find work in almost any sort of field. So if you're interested in global health, if you're interested in the environment or education, finance, anything, there's always a place for IT. So it's a way to work with something that you're really passionate about. I enjoy the logic and the workflow that is involved with writing code. It's very black and white, so something either works or it doesn't work, and if it doesn't work, there's a reason for that, and you can find the reason and fix it. It may take a lot of work and drive you crazy sometimes, but in the end, it's very black and white, which I really enjoy. I feel like it's a very creative field, so you can like the browser is basically a blank slate. You can, whatever you can imagine, you can probably implement it and create it. So I feel like that's very exciting. I work with the front end team, the core analytics applications. So those include the dashboards and data visualizer, pivot tables, maps, those kind of apps where people can go in and visualize and interpret their data. I hope that the applications that we're building help people in their decision-making process, help them come up with decisions that will have a positive impact on global health. Well, I've always kind of chosen jobs based on what I felt was important. So I was working with environment for a while, and then education, and so then when this job ad showed up, I thought the global health sounded like a really valuable and a good way to contribute to society. So I definitely like that part, and that means a lot when you're making something that you feel like is hopefully making people's lives better.
Hello, my name is Gintare. I come from Vilnius, Lithuania. I acquired my double bachelor degree there in my hometown, and during and after my studies I was working for several big companies until a few months ago when I moved here to Oslo, Norway, to be part of DHIS2. I feel like most of the people in IT have one of those stories where they were coding since they were 5, or maybe their families were in IT or they were putting together computers. But I don't have that story. Truth is that I do not know what to do until I graduated my high school, and I thought maybe I would go volunteer for a few years and that will help me figure out. But well, for many reasons it did not work out how I expected, and I had to make a choice immediately. And I thought I was good with computers because I could troubleshoot basic Windows problems or help my grandmother with Excel. So computer choice was obvious choice. But I thought that maybe I wouldn't like it. So I decided to go with double studies just to have an escape plan, sort of. It's hardly possible to get bored. There's just so many jobs and areas to choose from, like front end, back end, and security, performance, usability, user experience, whatever. And there's probably not enough time to learn it all and catch up with new stuff. But the knowledge is widely available and everywhere for everyone, and even for free. That's nice. And also, a lot of companies offer people to work remotely, so you don't have to be stuck in a 9-to-5 job, which is also great. I'm part of the DHIS2 core team, core development team. My focus is task automation, and I try to help our team to minimize manual testing efforts and help other teams like front end and back end to establish their own test automation practices and create their own tests. I like to think that I help DHIS2 to be more efficient in delivering top-notch quality software we do by using automation. The DHIS2 team is very inclusive and friendly, and we get together a lot, and every time we do, there's a fun story. But I don't think I have one favorite, but I have one favorite DHIS2 fact, which makes me even more proud to work here and be part of the team. And that is 1/3 of the world's population live in countries where DHIS2 is used as health information system. I feel very responsible working here because I know what impact DHIS2 has on the world, and it's just so big to me, and I'm very proud being here.
I'm Dr. Gitika, Arora, working with HISP India. I am a dentist and then I've done my Masters in Healthcare IT Management. I joined HISP India in 2013 with a key interest on data analytics. I started working on analyzing the HMIS data for different state implementations in India. Since last few years, I'm enjoying working on different tracker implementations. I worked on building the tracker DHIS2 for maternal and child health programs, for sanitation program, and then surveillance systems for malaria, leprosy, and acute encephalitis syndrome. What interests me more about working on DHIS2 is how the same software can be used for building the applications meeting the requirements from different health and non-health domains. I work on the different stages in the project, starting from requirement gathering, design and development of DHIS2, capacity building of the users, and providing support. But what I like most is how the system can be designed to meet the requirements and building the capacities of users from different health groups.
Hi, I'm Yogita from HISP India. I am a dentist and I've done Masters in Public Health with specialization in Health IT. And I started working on DHIS2 back in 2017. My interest in IT came when I was in the final year of dentistry and people thought what a doctor would do in IT. And you need to be a programmer or an engineer to be in IT, but then there is definitely more to it. I'm working with a few research projects in DHIS2, which includes surveillance systems for leprosy, antimicrobial resistance and consumption, and clinical registries, which include cartograph